Hello SD, and with me Shubham from Blenderphile, and this is the node concept. And yeah, we are starting with the textures today. So well, I ran into a problem that is most of the textures are used for their values, not for their colors. But then yeah, of course there are some textures which are mostly used for their color, like the image texture and the environment texture that we are going to do today. And then there is checker texture and all of those sorts of things. So yeah, let's begin. Today we are going to do the image texture, and yeah, obviously image texture is used to add in an image to your object. And change this to node editor and use node. So firstly we'll be using actually a plane for the ease of utility. Okay, so adding a new material, and I'm going to do is press Shift A, go down here to Textures tab and select the image texture. And now there are so many things to actually go through. So the first thing is to open up an image. So let's just say I'll just take in some nice looking texture where I think I will just go with some background thing. Okay, that's looking nice. So, and now if you join this color to the diffuse and you press Shift Z, okay, and you'll see that there is actually nothing. So firstly you need to actually unwrap your image, and yeah, I would say you need to unwrap your mesh so that the image can be visible. Right, so I just change this to the image editor, and yeah, we'll be taking in the consideration that you already know what UV unwrapping is, and we won't be discussing unwrapping in detail. So you just press U to unwrap, select everything, and press U. Oh yeah, oh wait a sec, I just turn on the screencast keys, and let's make this fit. Boom, and that should do. Now yeah, okay, so wait a sec, let's just take this a bit more up so that I can see. Right, great. Okay, so I'll just press U and hit unwrap, and you can see the face that is over here is now over here. So I press Alt C, you can see the texture is now on this face. So that's looking great, and now let's see some more these things. And firstly the color space, so it actually tells the node to create the texture as a color data or a non-color data. So color data creates it as a image texture that is to be visible to your eyes, and non-color data, well, it actually is visible, but it is mostly used for creating the the image as a bump texture or normal texture, normal map, yeah, or alpha map, just like that. And yeah, so we'll just turn this back to color, and then there is this thing which is the interpolation. So it's basically a method, or what we can say, the algorithm that creates how the image will be visible. So basically there is not much of a difference, and you can just see, and there is no big change over here. I'll just keep it linear, that's default. And then there is this flat, that's the projection. This one is a really awesome thing, we'll just do it in a sec. Then the next one is this extension. So there are three types of extension. First is the clip, and then there is the extend, and then repeat. So repeat, what it basically does is if you extend this UV map, you can see it repeats the texture. So it's very good for using seamless textures when you want to scale down or scale up the size of texture. And then there's this extend. So what it does is it just extends the last pixel which is there. So let's see, pixel which is there at the end. So these pixels, it extends them, and that makes your image really dirty, whatever. And then there is this clip, so it removes everything and makes that portion black. black. So everything which is outside this image is treated as black. So it's good when you are actually need one texture and you want to see it over one single point, and rest all has some different color. So that's the thing where this is used. I'll just change it to repeat for now, and let's unwrap it again. Boom. Okay, and then there's this single image. Oh, that's source. So single image is using one single image. Image sequence is like number of images that are in a folder which is saved.
Image sequence is like when you render out your scene as an animation. So images get saved as something 001, something 002, something 003, and if you compile them all, they become part of an image sequence. So that can be used here. And if you can see, we use the texture something of background or something, and background 7 has been put here. So there are others also like background 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so as I said, if something gets rendered as an animation and image sequence, so I'll just try to show you some example. And wait. Okay, so this is an image sequence. As you can see, sequence of images, many images. So if I just press A and then open image, so it will be imported as an image sequence, and we can check that sequence out here. If it is actually, it's not showing. Oh, if you can see here, like in every frame I go, it should get updated. So you have to check cyclic, and to cycle the image. Like after the last frame is done, the first frame will again come, and auto refresh so that it gets updated every frame you move. So if you can see, there's actually an image sequence going on like a movie.
So it's like a video rendered in one single texture, that kind of thing. So it can be used like when you are making some animation and there is a TV in your scene, and the TV needs some video to play. Then at that time you can use this image sequence. So that's how it works. You can play around with this value. These are the frames, and starting frame and the
start frame, offset, and the total frame.
Self-explanatory. So that's the image sequence. Then there is another one which is movie. So in movie you can import over here is a MP4 or a WMV movie format, which will work as same as this thing, that image sequence one. And then there's the generated. So it uses is well, I don't see over here. Yeah, there it is. So it uses a generated map over here by default, which can be used to understand your UV composition. And then yeah, that's basically it. So, and yeah, now to show you how okay, so for the example of projection, let's see, UV sphere, and we'll add in new material. Let's see, texture, image texture, and connect this over there, right? So we'll be using over here is a special kind of texture which is for spheres, and that is, for example, this football over here. Oh, can't we go a bit bigger now? So let's show you over here the bazooka texture. So this is a special kind of a texture for a UV sphere, and we have another one over here that looks like our Earth over here. So there it is. So yeah, it looks very similar to the map that you see at your home, but yeah, it can be used as for unwrapping your UV spheres. So we'll be using this bazooka texture only, and yeah. So now press Shift Z, you can see there is actually nothing. And if I change this to, so let's see, where is it? The sphere projection. So you can see there is actually nothing, but yeah, we need UV map. And yeah, so we are going to use some vectors over here. So I'll just select this and press Ctrl T on the numpad. So yeah. So you can see there are two random big nodes over here which came up, and I'll change this to generated and plug it in there. Now you can see is actually what it does is it generates a UV map for the UV sphere, unless we have not unwrapped it. So yeah, now you can see that this sphere, it has made it, you know, completely unwrap it perfectly over the U sphere. So if I change this to flat, you can see there is some weird results over here, and some other thing will also make it look bad. Yeah, of course, bad. And you can see tube is also very close to what we need. So, you know, tube is a bit different kind of a sphere projection, and the sphere is best for spheres. So, and if we need a, you know, cube, we can see we're adding cylinder, and let's see. Okay, now press Shift Z. You can see the sphere is doing what it does. It looks really nice. And if I change this to cube, so now the texture is only on faces, on the sides, and not on the top. So this top part has gone to these places, and this bottom is on the sides. And changing this to the sphere equally makes them, you know, stick to the face. So that's looking really nice. I don't know why, but yeah, it's looking pretty good actually. So that's basically, yeah, I'll just delete them. So that was some vector stuff. We'll be doing that later. And that's basically the image texture. And there is also an alpha. So yeah, what this alpha does actually is it creates the alpha part. So if you have a PNG with an alpha, let's see over here. Okay, yeah. So the Blender logo over here, and yeah. So this checkered portion is alpha, and if you want to see that, so let's add a plane, scale it up, and add a new material, and press Shift A, textures, image texture, plug it there, and choose the Blender logo. Where is it? There it is. And wrap this guy something like that, and let's scale it well. Let's see, big guy, and wrap it. Boom, looks nice. Okay, and let's change this to a clip because we don't need the rest of them. Okay, so this black portion is going to be treated as an alpha. So to show that, let's add in a new texture, shader, transparent, and join them together. Yeah, you know, these things that I just did, adding this mix shader. So, you know, we need the what do they call that? Node Wrangler. So yeah, if you don't have the Node Wrangler, you can go from here, add-ons, and shake it over there in Node Wrangler. Yeah. So yeah, and the alpha value, we'll just plug this in, and oops, and just change that, and yeah, there it is. Change color. Now you can see that, you know, the black portion is invisible and only this texture is visible to us, and yeah, depends upon the UV map. So that's looking very good, and yeah. So another thing is one really cool add-on. You can see over here, you can just search it in all, which is import, images as plane. Just search it over there, and there it is. Import and export images as plane. You just tick that and save it to settings and close it. So now what you can do is you can press Shift A, go to this tab over here in the mesh, images as plane, and then you have this special options over here. And if you see, I just let's say some different alpha map texture. Well, I don't see one. You see, wait it. Okay, so this backdrop from my backdrop pack, which was a giveaway, and let's use that. And yeah, you can check this over here where that we use alpha. And what it does is actually makes that node setup, transparency and mix shader, so that the alpha is removed automatically, and you can just import it. So automatically unwraps plane and mix it. So this you can see, it automatically has made a material which says mountain backdrop grasses, and you press Shift Z over here. You can see automatically the image is there, perfectly unwrapped, and alpha map as well. So that's the images as plane add-on, really cool. Now let's move on to the world setting over here, and let's play with the environment texture. So let's do is a small scene setup. I'll just add in a UV sphere to show what is happening actually. So yeah, now in the background node, you make sure you are in the background node and press Shift A, texture, and now this time go to select the environment texture. So the difference between image and environment is environment is used to give a texture to the background and the image is used to give a texture to your objects. Now if we open up a texture, we will be using another special kind of texture which is called HDR texture. So it's basically a 360-degree image. So just like here you can see, and if we just open them and now press Shift Z, you will see, oops, there is nothing. Well, I'll just turn down the transparency. Okay, so there you can see that texture is at the background working as environment. So it is actually lighting up your scene now. And let's use a bit outdoor one, and let's see where is it? Okay, so there is good one. Well, this will look good. Okay, boom. So there it is. So now it is actually using the background to give the lighting to your scene. And one trick I got from Blender Guru is you can add in, oh well, we'll just show it. Convert to matte and plug this to here and oops, change this to multiply. So we'll be discussing these nodes later. I'm just showing you how they help. Change that to an add and put it into the vent. One way. So this add is actually adding to your sky, and this multiply is giving to your sun. And it looks really nice environment. And yeah, if there is a bit noise on your scene, you can go over here and go to the settings. In the world settings, change this map resolution to 2000, and that will go really noiseless environment. So if I add in a material to our UV sphere over here, let's see, shader, velocity shader, and 0. So you can see mirror ball 0.05. So that's how the environment is lighting up your scene. So let's have a look at the environment node now. We just keep it and shoot something like that as well. So basically it's very much similar to the image texture. So you have single image or image sequence generated on movie. If you have one, texture like that. So we don't have one texture, so we cannot actually show you. Then there is a color. It can be used as non-color data or color data. I don't know why non-color data is required over here. We don't. One doesn't simply use the environment as a bump map. Well, one doesn't simply. And then there's the interpolation there, not big difference, just keep it default. And there in this, that is one different thing. So this is the projection. The equirectangular is using image which is looking something like, well, let's show you. In the D, and where is it? Me folder, and well, no, not me folder, Blender folder, and the textures folder. With it, let's see, the sky over there, right? So these kind of texture, this equirectangular 360-degree panorama picture, or whatever you call it, I'll call it an HDR. And then there is, just like that. And then there is the the mirror ball. So a mirror ball actually, I'll show you a Google image. So let's see, let's go to Google Images with it. Okay, mirror ball. And, well, that's not the thing I'm looking for. Oops. Sure, yeah, there's it. Well, that's a bit weird. Oh yeah, there it is. So these kinds of texture which is used as a mirror ball, let's see. What is it called? Mirror ball texture? Weird. Okay, so these kind of texture, the mirror ball is treated like that, and it gives the same result as equirectangular, and yeah, you need to have the correct image. That's basically the environment texture, and yeah, that concludes the tutorial. And yeah, so I hope you learned something, and we have completed the image and the environment texture today. And yeah, if you have some query or comment, drop it in the comment section, and you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Blenderphile. And we hope to see you in our next video. Till then, yeah, stay tuned. Bye.